friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I want to figure out how to make a granny square into a winter hat. So it's going to be a granny square based project, but it's going to turn into a beanie or a toque by the end of it. So let's jump in. For this project, you're going to need some yarn. I've got this beautiful variegated yarn. I don't have a ton of it, so hopefully we're going to win at Yarn Chicken for this one. This is a very loose spun. It's about a number 4 weight. I'm also going to need a crochet hook for this. I'm going to be using a 6mm hook today. You'll need some scissors as well, and possibly a yarn needle, but I currently don't know where mine is. I'll find it when we need it. So gather your supplies and let's jump in. We're going to begin with a slip knot. From here, chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Now in the third chain from the hook, 1, 2, 3, we're going to slip stitch to create a round. Now those 3 chains are a little circle. Then we're going to chain 2. 1 and 2. Now pull open that circle so that you can see the middle of it. And into the middle of that circle, we're going to do a double crochet. So yarn over, insert the hook into the middle of that chain 3 circle, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That chain 2 we started with is representing a double crochet, and now we've added a second double crochet. Now let's add a third double crochet into the same space. There we go. Now we have 3 double crochets together. To move into the granny square, we're going to do a chain of 2. 1 and 2. That chain 2 is going to represent the corner of our granny square. Now in the same space that those double crochets came out of, we're going to put 3 more double crochets. So there is 1 double crochet, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. There's 2 double crochets. Now for a third one, yarn over, insert the hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we've got 3 more double crochets coming out of the same spot. We'll do another chain of 2. There's 1, there's 2. That creates our next corner. Now into the same spot, we're going to do 3 more double crochets. There is 1, yarn over, insert the hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, insert the hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we've got 3 more. You can see we've got 3, then a chain of 2, 3, then a chain of 2, 3. Now we'll do a chain of 2, there's 1, there's 2, and we'll put 3 more double crochets all into that same center space. There's 1, there's 2, and finally there is our third double crochet. Now to finish off this first round, we're going to do another chain of 2. There's 1 and there's 2. That'll be our last corner. Now, the chain 2 we started the round with here, we're going to insert the hook at the top of that chain 2, yarn over and pull through that chain, and then pull through the chain that's on the loop. Slip stitch to join. And there is the beginnings of our little granny square. For round number 2, we're going to start with a chain 2, 1 and 2, and then we're going to turn the work. For round number 2, we're going to begin working into this corner stitch. This chain 2 represents our first double crochet. Into this big corner space, we're going to put 2 more double crochets. So there is 1 double crochet, and there is 2. And that makes up one of our corner double crochet groupings. Now we're going to make our corner by doing a chain of 2. 1 and 2. Then we could rotate the work 90 degrees, and into that chain 2 space from the previous round, we're going to put 3 more double crochet stitches. So there is our first one, and now our second, and for the third one, yarn over, insert the hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. There's 3 double crochets. 3 here, chain 2, 3 here. Now, we're not working into a corner at this point. We are on a flat side. So we're going to finish here with a chain of 1. instead of a chain 2, which is what we do between our corner stitches here. Now, working into that corner stitch, we're going to do 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, all in the same space. So there's our first one, and then 2 and 3. After we do our first 3 double crochets, we'll chain 2, 1 and 2, and then 3 more double crochets in that same space, which is going to make up our corner for our second round in our granny square. Just like that. Now you can see we've got corner number 1 and corner number 2. Now between the corner, to get over to the other side, we're going to do a chain of 1. So on the corners we do a chain of 2, in between we do a chain of 1. Now into the next corner we'll do 3 double crochets, followed by a chain of 2, followed by 3 more double crochets, all in that same chain 2 space. So here's my last 3, 1, 2, and 3. And now we have 3 corners done. We've got our first one, our second one, and our third one. Now to get over to the last corner, we'll chain 1, and in that final space here, we'll do 3 double crochets, followed by a chain 2, followed by 3 more double crochets. There's 1, there's 2, and here is number 3. Then chain 1, chain 2, and then 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Now, because we're not working in a corner, we'll finish this with a chain of 1. And then we will join round number 2 at the top of that chain 2 that we started the round with a slip stitch. Insert the hook, yarn over, pull through the stitch, and then pull through the stitch on the hook. And there we go, 2 rounds of a granny square. For round number 3, we'll start with a chain of 2. 1, 2, and then we'll turn the work around. From here, that chain 2 counts as a double crochet. In this chain 1 space from the previous round, we're going to put 2 more double crochets. So the chain 2 counts as 1, and with the additional 2 double crochets, we end up with 3 double crochets in that space. Now we need to get ourselves over to that corner. So since we're not in a corner right now, we finish that with a chain of 1. Into the corner, we do 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. So there's 1, there's 2, and here's number 3, followed by a chain of 1, a chain of 2, and then after that, we go ahead and do 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, and finally number 3, and that gets us to our first corner finished. Now we need to move over to this flat side. This is not a corner here. We have corner here, and corner here, but we have these flat pieces in between. So to get over to the flat piece, we chain 1, then in that chain 1 space, we put 3 double crochets. There's number 1, here's number 2, and finally number 3. Again, we're still on a flat side, so we're gonna follow it with a chain of 1. From here, we're gonna be working into the corner again though. In the corner stitch, we're going to do 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3, then a chain of 2, there's 1 and there's 2, and then 3 more double crochets. There's 1, 2, and 3. And that finishes our second corner. Then we'll chain 1, move into the chain 1 space from the previous round, and we'll put 3 double crochets in that space. There's 1, there's 2, and there's number 3. Then we'll chain 1 again and move into the next corner. In the corner, as we have been doing, we're going to do 3 double crochets, followed by a chain of 2, followed by 3 more double crochets. After that, we're going to be at a flat side, so we'll do a chain 1, and then we'll do 3 double crochets in the flat side. And we're going to repeat all of this until we get to the beginning of the round. I'll meet you when I get to the end of this round number 3 to show you what we're gonna do next. Here I am at the end of my 3rd round. I did a chain 1 and now I'm going to slip stitch at the top of the chain 2 we started the round with to join my round. For round number 4, it's going to be the same thing we did for round number 3. We'll start with a chain of 2 and turn the work. Then in the chain 1 space from the previous round, we're going to put 2 more double crochets. Remember, the chain 2 we start the round with counts as our first double crochet. In each of the chain 1 spaces, we'll be putting 3 double crochets, and on the flat sides, we'll be putting a chain of 1 in between each grouping of 3 double crochets. Whenever we hit a corner, we're going to do 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, and then after that we do a chain of 1, and then we do 3 double crochets in the flat side. So there's only a chain of 2 if you're working in a corner. Otherwise, between each group of 3 double crochets, there's going to be just a chain of 1. And we're going to work that exact same pattern all the way around for round number 4. From here, we're actually going to do the exact same repeat for a number of rounds. We're going to continue in this repeat until we have 9 rounds. At this point, the rectangle should be around 10 inches across. So just continue along until you are finished 9 rounds in the granny square. I'll come back here after I've finished my 9 rounds to show you how we're going to turn this granny square into a granny hat. See you then. Look at how pretty this square is. What pretty fabric. I really hope this works. In my head it's gonna work and it's gonna be kind of like a beret, but like I really don't know if it's actually gonna work. So let's find out together. So I've finished 9 rounds. I'm gonna join my final round here with a slip stitch. And now for the 10th round, I'm going to start with a chain of 2, 1 and 2, and I'm gonna do a turn here. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to work in between these double crochets. So instead of doing it into the top of each double crochet, I'm gonna put a stitch in between. So in the chain 1 space, I am going to do 1 double crochet in that chain 1 space, just 1. Then in between the next 2 double crochets here, I'm going to put 1 double crochet in each. 1 and 1, just like that. Then in the next chain 1 space, I'm gonna put 1 double crochet. Then in between the double crochets, I'll put 1 double crochet in each of those spaces. There's 1 and there's 1. So if you notice, we're actually gonna be reducing the round in size in this round because this is 3 double crochets and then a chain 1. We're changing that to 1 double crochet in the chain 1 and then just 2 double crochets on top of those 3. So we're gonna lose 1 stitch for every one of these shells, which I think should kind of squish the hat in. That's the plan. That's the plan, okay? So now I'm gonna go all the way around the work. I'm not going to address the corner as though it's a corner anymore though. So once I get up to the corner, I'll show you what I mean. So 1 double crochet here, 1 double crochet here, 1 more at the chain 1, and now I'm at that corner space, and let me zoom you in. So I'm gonna put 1 double crochet in the spaces between those double crochet stitches, and then in this corner, which is a chain 2, I'm just gonna put 1 double crochet. I'm not treating it like a corner. I'm just treating it like it's one of the regular chain 1 spaces. And then I'll just move over to the next double crochet. See these 2 posts? Each of those is 1 stitch, but we're putting our stitch now in between them. And then over to the next one, and then into the next chain 1 space. And this is going to kind of create a round that is more round and less square than the previous that we had for the granny square. Let me show you what I mean. You see it's kind of starting to curve around here, and that's going to create kind of like the brim. We're starting the sides and the brim of the hat at this point. It's gonna make, I believe in myself. I think it's gonna work. So I'm gonna just double crochet around 1 time in each of the chain 1 spaces and 1 time in the space between each of the double crochet spaces. And I showed you how to do a corner already, so I'm gonna do the same thing for the remaining 3 corners. And I'll meet you at the end of this round to show you what it looks like and to show you what the plan is for what we're gonna do next. All right, I made it to the end of my 10th round, which is all just double crochets in the round. And now is where we're going to get started on working up the brim. So this part is where we're going to be working with a new stitch for this project. We're still doing a double crochet, but it's gonna be a front post, back post double crochet. So I've joined the round with a slip stitch, and now I'm gonna chain 2, 1 and 2, and we don't have to turn anymore at this point. If you're brand new to this and you've never done a front post, back post double crochet before, I'll link a tutorial up in the top right now that'll make it a little bit easier, but this is the gist of it. We yarn over, insert the hook down through the work, behind the entire double crochet post, coming up on the other side of it like this, yarn over and pull a loop through that space, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And that pulls that post forward, like this. For the back post, yarn over, put the hook behind the entire work, come up in front of the post, and then come back down on the other side of it, pulling that post back, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So there's our front post, there's our back post. Then we'll do another front post and another back post. And we're gonna repeat that all the way around. One front post, one back post, one front post, one back post. And we'll repeat that, like I said, all the way around for round number 11. You can see after you do a few of them, you can kind of see a rib stitch start to form. See, front post, back post, front post, back post. Again, if that was a little too quick, just check up in the corner now and you'll get a tutorial for this stitch that's a little bit slower, a little more detailed. I'm just gonna zoom through this round of front post, back post double crochets, and I'll meet you at the end of the round to show you what we're gonna do next. Okay, so good news and bad news. Good news, I made it to the end of this round. Bad news, I don't have enough to go around again. So I have to bring in a new color of yarn, and I also have to bring in a new crochet hook because this is much thinner yarn. So I'm using a 6mm hook right now. I'm gonna switch down to a 4mm hook. I'm gonna put my last front post double crochet in here, and then I'm going to be joining the round with a slip stitch, but at this point I'm also going to cut the yarn and tie in my new color, and then I'm going to slip stitch with the new color and with the new hook. It's gonna be fine. I have a yarn that looks good with the colors I've been using, so I think it'll be okay. So there, I've switched in to the new color. Now I'm gonna get rid of my 6mm hook, and then I'm going to start this round with a chain of 2, and I'm gonna follow the exact same pattern. I'm gonna do I'm gonna do front post, back post, double crochets. I'm gonna put front posts wherever I come to a front post, just like that, and then I'm gonna put back post double crochets wherever I come up to a back post double crochet. And I'm just gonna follow that pattern all the way around. And I think I'm gonna be doing this for a number of rounds now, maybe 5 rounds, even more possibly, but I'm going to do 5 rounds with this new color, and then I'll come back here after I finish those 5 rounds to show you what it's looking like and to see if we need to make any modifications before we move forward on the next part of this hat. So I'm gonna zoom through these 5 rounds of front post, back post, double crochet with the 4mm hook and the smaller yarn. Ooh, that's actually kind of cool. That's tapering it in a little bit as well. So I'll zoom through this part and I will see you after I do 5 rounds of this to show you what we're gonna do next. All right, so here's what it looks like after 5 rows for the brim, and you can kind of see what I mean when I say beret. You can see how the shape is sort of turning a little beret-ish. I think it's turning out really cute. I'm very pleased with how this is going. I'm really glad we switched to the smaller hook. I think I'm going to double the amount of rib though, so I'm gonna do 5 more rounds here with the rib stitch, because at this point, if I fold it like it's a hat, it's not quite tall enough just yet. You can see we should have a little bit more hat going on in order for it to sit more comfortably, but I think that it's actually turning out really cute. So I'm gonna do, like I said, 5 more rounds to to have a total of 10 rounds in brown with the smaller hook. And I think that should get us to a point where we can decide if we're done with the brim or if we need to add anything extra. So I think I'll just zoom through that part because it's the exact same stitches over and over again, just another 5 rounds. So I'll see you at the end of the 5 rounds to show you what it looks like and to tell you what we're gonna do next. Here I am just coming up to the end of the 10th round and it looks so cute. I just tried it on and now I'm going to trim my yarn because actually I tried it on and it fits, so we're finished with this crochet project. I'm gonna pull that through and then I'm gonna weave in that end as soon as I can find my yarn needle, and I'll weave in this initial end. But you can see from this sort of shape, we've got sort of a square beret shape. Let me weave this in and then we'll take a look. And just like that, ta-da! The granny square beret is finished. What do you think? I love how the rib stitch turned out. When we switched to a smaller hook, I think that really drew it in such a cute way. It packs up so cute as a gift. This would make such a pretty gift because it would be so easy to wrap. I love how the variegated yarn turned out for the granny square. Look at how cute it is on. I'm kind of obsessed with it. I think this may be one of my go-to winter hats. It's so cute. The little points are so cute and it fits like a beret. Gosh, I love it. What do you think? Sometimes that front post, back post double crochet really it does exactly what I want it to do, and this is one of those situations. I feel like that worked out so well and I'm really super into it. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and if you're gonna make yourself a granny square beret as well. If you liked it, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. You're already here watching, so you might as well. It's quick, it's free, and I'd really appreciate it. Also, thank you so much to everyone who's supporting the channel this month. Here is the list of channel supporters. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you. If you want to join this list and become a supporter of the channel, check the links in the description box down below. All the ways to support will be listed down there. So will relevant tutorials like the double crochet and the front post back post double crochet and the granny square and all the things you might need to do this project yourself. Anyways, friends, that is all I've got for you today. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you next week because I put out a new tutorial every single week, and also I live stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9 a.m. until 12 p.m. every week. So I'll see you next time. Bye!